Hello, I'm Dr. Jeremy Lam, and this is Dr. Michael Lam. And today we're going to be talking about Lyme disease and adrenal fatigue and how one is related to the other and actually can lead Lyme disease leading to adrenal fatigue. And
Yeah,
so Lyme disease, let's just talk about it in general first. It's a tick-borne disease. It's growing in its numbers of cases. Normally it's in the Northeast, but now it's actually just really worldwide wherever there are ticks, you're at risk for Lyme disease.
yeah,
And oftentimes the symptoms between Lyme disease and adrenal fatigue are actually very similar.
yeah. Very few people are able to detect Lyme disease with the classic symptoms, with the bullseye, rash, etc. By the time people have been diagnosed with Lyme disease by their doctor, either usually by blood test and also along with the history, they are put on antibiotics. And usually, if it's done when they're young and then it's done well, then most people can actually recover. However, there's a small percentage of people that does not recover, and these people develop what we call chronic Lyme. You see, and chronic Lyme is a state where the body continues to have these pathogens. They're in the body. Their level may be low. So if you do the blood titer, it's low. So you think, well, there's no more. The body is gone in terms of these pathogens, but they are there. It's just that they're at such a low level that it escaped detection. Now, what happens is that, especially for younger people, over time, these toxins from the Lyme continue to secrete, and then this is attack the body, causes inflammation, causes immune responses. And the good news is that the body has a built-in mechanism to deal with this, and it's called the adrenal glands. Within the adrenal glands, the key hormone is what?
Cortisol.
And what does cortisol do?
It's an anti-stress hormone.
Exactly. So, athletes, they use cortisol injections because it's reduced inflammation. So when the body is faced with an enemy like toxins from Lyme, it automatically puts out cortisol. You don't have to ask it, you see what I'm saying? And this is a natural way. And usually the cortisol rise, and then when the body is more stabilized, the aches and pains goes away, then the cortisol level goes down because it's done its job to reduce. The problem is if you allow the body to continue to be exposed with these toxins month after month, year after year, you see, and failure to nurture the adrenals, what happens? It's just like a soldier that keep fighting the same battle over and over again. It gets tired, and without adequate rest, without adequate nutrients to support the adrenals, eventually the adrenal become fatigued. And this is where a lot of convoluted symptoms comes on, including hypoglycemic type symptoms, sleeplessness issues, low blood pressure type symptoms, fatigue, slumps during the day, heart palpitations and throbbing at night, unable to sleep but wake up in the middle of the night. So a host of all these symptoms comes on, a reflection of adrenal weakness. So if a person has chronic Lyme, neuro Lyme, where there's ramifications or on antibiotic for a long time, it's almost given that there is some level of adrenal weakness. Do you see that in your experience?
Yes, actually, we see clients like that coming every day. And to talk more specifically also about taking just antibiotics chronically, that also can have its stress on the GI system, which will then also lead back to the adrenals and cause more weakness in the adrenals as well.
Yeah, so the smart thing to understand is that if you have Lyme and if you have chronic Lyme, it's not about fighting Lyme anymore. It's about a holistic way to give the body everything that it wants so that the body will do the work for you. And this includes not only the adrenal system, but the detoxification system, the neuroaffect system, etc. But it's not a patching approach. It's not just about taking supplements to strengthen the adrenals. It's about really nurturing the adrenals. It's almost cuddling the whole system and give the adrenals the right tools. And this is very tricky because most people don't understand these concepts. And if they understand the importance of adrenal, they tend to just go out and buy herbs and glandulars, rhodiola, green tea, maca, ginseng, and then they stimulate the adrenals in order to have less fatigue. And then eventually they can actually get worse because you're basically masking the underlying problem. What you want to do is to help the adrenals so that the adrenals itself produce the right compounds So the adrenals know when to turn it off, when to turn it on, when it needs more, when it needs less. So a strong adrenals is going to be very fruitful to a fast Lyme recovery in most cases.
Okay, so those are some of our thoughts on Lyme disease and adrenal fatigue. We hope you learned something. And so the link to this article will be in the description below. Please subscribe to our channel and like, share, and comment on Lyme disease, and if you have adrenal fatigue too, how they're correlating to each other and how you're doing on your journey to recovery. This is Dr. Jeremy Lam and Dr. Michael Lam, and we're empowering you to take control of your health.